Hello, I'm Larissa. Welcome to Goblins Discord. This video is for Enneagram 7s, Wing 7, 7 fixers. Might also apply to self-pres lasts or, just if you have ADHD. So I hope you'll find this helpful. I'm just going to kind of teach you a thing that you can do anytime. When you feel that sensation of feeling trapped, panicked, like you're being held hostage, and you might not consciously be like, I feel trapped. But you'll notice that this might be what's behind this thing. If you suddenly, you're like, let's just say you're with a bunch of people, you're like, I'm bored. And you start going on your phone. You're not listening to the people anymore, you're distracting yourself. Or maybe you're a creative 7 and maybe you sit down to write something and, oh my God, I need to do something with my hair. And staring at the blank page might make you go into like sort of a panic too, where you're like, oh, the discomfort, like, which is sort of a version of feeling trapped because like pains or 7s are supposedly, like they don't want to experience pain, but to me, it's more like a discomfort. It's more like the sensation of like feeling trapped, feeling like you're settling for something, or it's like, this isn't the experience that I want to have. And I think that this is like a frustration thing across the board, but it's like, no, I don't want this. And so it's kind of a swirl of being held hostage. I don't want this. This is uncomfortable. I don't like this. It's boring. It's not interesting enough. It's not good enough for me. It's not the desired, sparkly, magical experience that I'm seeking. Okay. And so then what happens is you seek that experience unconsciously, most part, outside of yourself, with, again, like your phone, dopamine hits, uh, attention seeking shit, pill popping, alcohol, sucking D in Ibiza, flying off to this country, that country. Can even be like literally causing drama just so you have something to talk about or something to focus on instead of the thing. So here's what I want you to do. And this also shows up for 7s if they're at like a job they hate or something. And then especially if you're in a situation that you can't leave, that you can't escape, if you will, which is usually what happens as 7s get older and they run out of road. And then you are kind of trapped in these things unless you go full like self-destructive mode and end up like living on the streets and like licking piss out of the gutters for sustenance. And you don't want to get there. So here's what you do instead, okay? Take a nice deep breath with me, in through the nose and out through the mouth, nice and deep. And I want you to just drop any energy that you're aware of, if it's like out here in your head, up here, whatever it is, drop into your body, all the way down to your feet, legs, pelvis, torso, guts, lungs, heart, hands, just dropping all the way in. Nice deep breaths. Completely still. So if you're like futzing around doing something in your room or you're distracting yourself, stop if you can, or just pause this and pick up when you are able to just be with yourself. Taking nice deep breaths. And I want you to observe what sensations come up for you when you're just still. When there's nothing distracting you, when you're just present. You might feel tension rising, you might feel sensations bubbling, stickiness, resistance, the urge to go do something, the urge to pick up your phone, reach for something. You mentally might start leaving the room in the sense of you start thinking about other things. So when you come back to me, just let whatever thoughts are there fall away, but just come back to me right now and just be fully present with your body. And notice the sensations in your body. And I'm going to ask you a few questions, and I want you to completely surrender to whatever comes up. Just accept whatever feelings. Don't fight them. Don't try to push them down. If you have to cry, let it out. Just let whatever needs to bubble up. I want you to think about it like a balloon. It's like a balloon that you're trying to keep pressed underwater in a pool, a red balloon that you're just pushing down, pushing down. But the thing is, if you you're burning like a lot of energy doing that, and that's why we seek these quick hits, because we're so exhausted trying to keep down this balloon that we have to reach for our phone to feel better momentarily. I find it so funny as a seven that my power just went out in the middle of recording, so it salvaged a chunk of what I had recorded. But I feel like I just watched, like, oh wait, this does really work, because old me would have thrown like a massive tantrum about I wasted time and now I have to do it again, and I was just like, oh well. And now I'm doing it again, and I was fine. I didn't even have to regulate my nervous system. So this stuff does work. Anyway, it's just as a little interstitial. But I think what I was saying is that then we seek to distract ourselves from this feeling of discomfort from constantly pushing this balloon down. So we might seek that with our phone, with substances, with traveling all the time, signing up for this thing, that thing, going to this place, that place, this party, that party, hooking up with this person, that person, like whatever it is. So I just want you to be with the balloons right now. So take a nice deep breath and stay in that state of just being dropped in. And I just want you to be fully present with yourself and just observe any resistance, any stickiness. Just notice whatever sensations are present. And you are just with yourself, not moving, not distracting. Keep your mind with your body. Nice deep breaths. And I'm going to ask you, what are you running from? What do you not want to feel? What are you trying to escape from? Nice deep breaths. Might be a feeling, a sensation, a thought, a memory. With each breath out, think the word release, just allowing. And you might even want to hug yourself, or again, if you have your hand over your heart and over your belly, and just kind of hold yourself. If anything wants to come up, just let it. Just accept it, forgive it, allow it, without any kind of judgment or criticism or need to flee. If you are feeling the urge to escape, to do something, I beg you to just sit with this feeling, because scientifically, this is science. These feelings that want to come up, you can literally pop them within like 90 seconds, and then they're either gone, or they're neutralized, or they're just lessened a lot, and then they will continue to lessen. So you just have to be with yourself for 90 seconds. Okay? So whatever came up for you, let's sit for 90 seconds, and don't even have that like, I gotta get to the end of 90 seconds in the back of your head. Okay? Just surrender, just complete surrender and acceptance, and just give yourself over to this. So whatever that thought, that emotion, that feeling, whatever that was, just allow yourself to know that you are safe. You're safe to feel this discomfort. You're safe to feel this, to see this, to hear this, to witness this. Doesn't mean anything about you, because it's just a trapped sensation. It's just a trapped memory or thought. It's not even a real thing. It's just a sticky, energetic kink, a kink in the wire. It's like a block in the hose. So sitting with yourself and just allowing yourself to be for 90 seconds. Let's just sit here and take nice deep breaths together. And I really implore you to do it. And if you have any urges to escape, to just deepen your surrender to the sensation, and just allow it, and just trust that it wants to come out of your body. So for the 90 seconds, which I don't even have way to time, I'm just gonna rough it, wing it. And I'm gonna give you some visualizations here and there. Okay, while you're just taking some nice deep breaths with this sensation, this thought, whatever this is, okay? You can close your eyes if you want to. And if it feels right for you, you can picture it like a balloon. The feeling, the sensation, the memory, whatever that is, and it's inside of the balloon. And this balloon is working its way up through your energy, just like one that's at the bottom of a pool that just wants to break the surface and be seen and then released. Because it's not yours, it's not meant for you. It's just passing through, but unfortunately it got stuck. Got stuck, but oh well, time to let it go, right? Everyone does it, kind of how we're wired, so there's no regret or judgment necessary because it's just literally how people are wired. Everyone's doing their own version of this. It's not a choice. So you can just be super excited that you're doing this now. You're releasing it now. So taking nice deep breaths, just allow that balloon to float, breathing out the word release. With each breath in, you're allowing yourself to heal. Acceptance, forgiveness, love, self-love. No matter what it was, no matter what it is, you're a divine soul. You're beautiful, pure, divine spirit. And this is a fucking simulation, okay? We're in a matrix. And we are hardwired with our Enneagram type shit and our conditioning to do the things that we've done. And it's like Plato's cave, right? You don't know that you're in Plato's cave until you realize you're in Plato's cave, and then you got to crawl your way out. So you're not really even completely conscious and present through a lot of your life, like most of us aren't. So right now you're making a decision to increase your awareness and to allow yourself to let go of awareness that wasn't there before, and to forgive yourself. You did the best that you could with what you had, with what you knew. And even if you knew you were making the wrong choice, or, you were still only operating at the level that you can operate in this matrix. So it's okay. Taking nice deep breaths. Just sitting with yourself. And allow yourself to feel that inner freedom when you just sit with yourself. You might have a lot of balloons inside, so you might want to do this a few times, but you should, at this point, be feeling some sense of relief. And if you're not, then I would implore you to just take some nice deep breaths and just completely surrender to the sensation. If you have to cry, if you, like, honestly, when I've released some stuff, I've actually choked. It's been crazy. So everybody's process is different, but everybody is dealing with this. Literally everyone has these trapped sensations, memories, and emotions, okay? And you're completely safe to just allow them to pass through you because they're not yours. Whether it's shame or guilt, fear, if you feel like you're not enough, you're not worthy, you're not smart enough, you're not interesting enough, maybe it's something else, lovable. Just allowing that fear, because it's all ego, and it's not true. It's a lie. So it's okay to just breathe. And if you're having trouble letting it go, that's okay too. You can just say, I'm safe to put this over here. I'm safe for this to still be here. Because you can just go at your own pace. But you should also notice while you take nice deep breaths that just being in your own skin feels a little bit more comfortable and calming. And just allowing that freedom to expand through you. Because freedom is a state, it's a state of mind. It's a state of being. It's not you could find the most internally free, their frequency is so free. If you put them in a tiny little box, a little jail cell, they'll still feel like they're running through the meadow with daisies in their hair and the sun kissing them. Because they know that this outer reality is a construct. It's one that fucks us up and definitely affects us, but what happens is that when you allow that, the thing is also that person couldn't stay in that state, in that jail cell. They couldn't stay in that jail cell for very long because their outer reality would have to match their inner reality. So what happens is that when your inner reality is fixated on feeling trapped, you're in resistance to feeling trapped. So you have to constantly escape it. You have to go book a world tour. You can't be with yourself. You have to go party all the time. You have to drink. You have to pill pop or whatever. When you're doing that, when you're always looking at your phone, you are resisting freedom. By seeking freedom outside of yourself, you're resisting it. So then you actually are never going to be free. And what happens is that you co-create with the universe. This is a hard one to swallow. Situations in which you feel trapped all the time, whether that's a job, a relationship, whatever, where you feel suffocated. So the only way out of that, because once you get to that point, especially depending on if you're an older 7, you can't strong arm your way out. You have to literally create it within yourself. And then what happens is that the outer world comes to meet you at that energy. It's tough. It's tough. And it's gradual. But if you start doing exactly what's in this video, you start making this a practice, when you get into that resistant state of I feel trapped, I'm being held hostage, I'm bored, I'm over it, oh my God, I'm gonna have to do it again. Like, would have been old me. So, or this person's been so annoying, like whatever this thing is, I have to go drink, or like I feel frustrated, this isn't happening the way that I want it to, or it's not happening fast enough, or whatever that thing is. When you're in that state, you're creating more of that. This is like literal quantum physics, okay? So take a nice deep breath and have that. What is freedom to you? I want you to pull up that image. Maybe that's, for me, when I felt the most free was the day, it was in 2013 when I got off a plane into Los Angeles. It was like I felt like I had entered heaven. It was like everything felt possible and exciting to me. I don't have to go there to feel that. I can feel that right now. So think about a time when you felt truly free. Take nice deep breaths. Think about the details. How did that smell, taste, look? Were there other people around? Were there sounds? Was there like a song or an anthem that you had? When you just felt in that moment, you had so much time and you just really wanted to be present. You were just so locked in, so soaking in all of the details. Because you do have enough time. You have enough time, you have enough freedom. And this energy that you're feeling in yourself right now, this is how you attract more of what you want. And when you meet all of the external shit in your life that you hate or that you feel you need to flee from, with this energy of appreciation, abundance, freedom, you literally melt everything that is not in that frequency. So if you're trapped in a job that you hate, I know this sounds counterintuitive, if you're trapped in a job that you hate, meet it with fucking abundance and freedom. Like, this is the greatest thing ever. I feel so expansive. I feel sparkly. And what's going to happen is that all of these opportunities that you would never have seen because you're so fixated on trying to strong arm your own version of freedom into reality, which never got you that, right? Which never got you that freedom. But what will happen is when you're in this energy that you're in right now, your highest, like this high frequency of abundance, you have enough, you are enough, everything is amazing, you're happy, you're joyful, ecstasy. When you're in this energy, you will literally attract more of that to you and opportunities that weren't possible for you in that frustrated, fixated energy. They would not have come to you because they weren't aligned to you. And what happens is that these doors and these windows will begin to open and a golden light will stream through because it's like attracts like. Your energy will pull it towards you the same way that it co-created what you didn't want. You will create what you do want. And, this, you might feel already like a kind of shift has occurred. And you should, I hope that for you. Well, not should, but maybe you do. That's possible for you. Um, and the more you practice this, whether it's with this video or you just start integrating this into your day to day, and those moments where you catch yourself, oh my God, pick up my phone. Wait, what's coming up for you right now? What balloon wants to float up to the surface? What are you trying to escape? Start pursuing it like an adventurer. Start looking at it like a curious scientist of yourself. And in those moments, meet it with, you don't have to do it inauthentically. What you just have to do is just drop in. What is coming up for me? See it. Like I said, it takes literally 90 seconds. Can happen in like 30 seconds. If something traumatic comes up for you, it might take a little bit longer, and then you're going to want to process that with, letting maybe it out, crying. But anything that comes up for you that is in the negative, that's like, I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy, I'm not enough, like any of these things, they're all lies. They're all lies, okay? Because at your deepest level, you are a divine being, a divine soul from creator, whoever the fuck creator is, whatever creator is. You are perfect as you are, and you are already free. Your spirit chose this experience. So what are you going to do with it? What are you going to do with it, honey? Why not make it more sparkly?